Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at a different type of video where I'm going to showcase my Naiad Cup tournament that I joined. So Naiad Cup is a Silph Cup tournament, so it's a show 6 pick 3 format, and for Naiad Cup the allowed typings were bug types, dragon, psychic types, as well as water types, with the additions of Greedent, Miltank, and Snorlax. And there were a few bans to this format as well, which are dark types, fairy types, rock types, as well as a few other Pokemon such as Araquanid, Galarian, Articuno, Cresselia, Forretress, Lantern, Medicham, and Toxapex. So initially, when we look at this cup, you can see that Jellicent is quite strong, but then again, of course, it is counterbalanced by the 3 normal types that are present, and because of that, you can see in my team I have Altaria, Bronzong, Shadow Walrein, Buzzwole, Galvantula, and Snorlax. So as you can see, there are 3 Pokemon here that are very good against the Jellicent, it being Altaria, Galvantula, and Snorlax. And then of course we have Bronzong, Shadow Walrein, and Buzzwole to cover their weaknesses. And going straight into the first round battles, we are going against Forward BTN, who has Buzzwole, Altaria, Shadow Walrein, Shadow Swampert, Galvantula, and Defense Deoxys. Of course, here Altaria does seem like a very good lead, and we just bring in a Bronzong and a Shadow Walrein as a check for potential Altaria or Shadow Walrein leads on their side. And here we do have a very decent lead with a Defense Deoxys. If we shield one of the attacks, we are able to take them out in the one shield. And here we decided to, I think, shield it up anyways, because we are going to want it to remain healthy, and they decided to switch into Shadow Walrein. We are going to throw the Sky attack to soften it up before switching out from there, because we do not want them to farm us too much. And then here we go to our Bronzong to farm up loads of energy. Of course, we are going to expand our second shield here, but Bronzong against their team is very deadly with an energy gain here. Defense Deoxys has no more energy left, and because of that, we can just throw all these Psy Shocks against the Shadow Swampert. Shadow Swampert is quite frail, so it has to burn both shields right now. Hydro Cannon would not KO it, so it has to go for the Earthquake. And here we are able to throw 2 Psy Shocks and take both shields straight away. And here we are going to come in with a Shadow Walrein. If I'm not mistaken, we can easily outpace them to the Icicle Sphere before they get to another Earthquake. And then here we decided to swap into Altaria anyways to potentially catch it, but they also counter swap it, which is not ideal for them, because now we get to the Sky attack before they are able to overfarm us, and we do take the first game of the first round. And yeah, so because of that, we decided to change up our team a bit, contemplating the SXX specific lead, because knowing that they lost an Altaria lead, they will most probably try to counter our Altaria leads, and the best counter to their Altaria counters is our Galvantula. And here they decided to swap into their opposing Galvantula as well, and because they have already been softened up, we can swap into Altaria straight away and let this discharge or lunge go. Both we will survive, and of course their Walrein will have a lot of energy stored right now, which will make it dangerous, but we will get to at least 1 Sky attack here. And if they do get greedy and try to farm us down, this means that we are able to chunk them very low here, in which case they are trying to do, and we already put them in the red. And here we are going to come back in with the Galvantula, if I'm not mistaken, try to get a hit on energy and potentially debuff their next Pokemon. No, so yeah, I went to Walrein to soak up the energy. I guess it does make sense as well, because Galvantula is quite good against whatever they have in the back, except for this one. This one makes it a bit more iffy, but they do let it go, which means that we can save our shield for the Shadow Walrein. We just need 2 Icicle Spheres because their Shadow Walrein is quite low anyway, so here we can just shield the Hydro Cannon and we will safely make it to the double Icicle Sphere in the mirror match to take them out, and we do win this round 2-0. And let's see whether or not we can make it a 3-0 to start off this tournament in a perfect position. And yeah, let's see our third game against them. It is the Buzzwole. Now I'm trying to see whether or not I can change it up a bit, and we do have a very good lead. They swap into a Galvantula. We stay in, which in hindsight was quite bad, I guess. I'm not sure why I stayed in anyways. I guess I wanted the energy, but it's okay. We can just swap into our Altaria to get a hit on energy. We can farm them down after this, but if now they throw lunch, most probably we are not able to. Maybe marginally we could. Yeah, we do get it barely, and they come back in with the Walrein. Let's see whether or not we can maybe get 1 or potentially 2 shields for that matter against them. And we do throw the first one, and we try to get to a Moonblast, and we do, and this will most probably get the first shield from them, or get them very low, in which case they decided to just let us take them out. And now if it is a Shadow Swampert, it will be very problematic for us, but they decided to come back in. And here in hindsight, I should have most probably shielded my Buzzwole against them, which could have been very good for us, but we decided not to, because we thought that maybe after the lunch debuff we would still be able to get to 1 more charge moves, but instead we could not. And here we decided to just go for the aggressive farm down against them. Of course we have to shield this. Wait, we do not shield it because their Shadow Walrein has a lot of energy, if I'm mistaken. And yeah, we have to shield it anyways, and let's see whether or not we can survive it. But no, they already have enough for the Earthquake to take us out, so it's fine. We still win the first round 2-1. GG's to our opponent. Going on to the second round after this, we have our opponent with the Ariados, which is quite spicy, Greedent, Mew, Altaria, Walrein, and Bronzong, so fairly similar team composition in a way. And here they got us in the lead, and the counter swap here is quite problematic. We should have thrown the Body Slam before they got to the lunch. Now we are debuffed and we will need more to take them out, more charge moves. And here, I mean, for now I guess it's okay, but because Snorlax is quite tanky, but as the game goes on, as you can see here, they do outpace us to the next lunch here, and they just need a cross poison now to take us out. And of course this would put us in a very tough position, because if they have a Mew in the back, this means that it is game over for us, because we have a Bronzong in the back, with them having still very healthy Bronzong. I think still almost full health Bronzong in the back. And here we automatically switch out into our own Bronzong. Hopefully they do not swap out, and here they do not, which I find it quite interesting to say the least, because all of their Pokemons are good against our Bronzong except for one, which is Altaria. If you are able to take them out here and possibly come out with energy, we could chip their Bronzong before coming in with Altaria to potentially take them out. And here they decided to throw their Sky Attack against us to do more chip damage. Altaria for them is dead weight. Of course, they can save both shields for their Bronzong against our own Altaria, but they decided to use one of their shields here, and we are going to shield, I think, or maybe I don't, because I think it's only a Sky Attack, but I still shielded. Yeah, I still shielded because I still need the health on our Altaria to take their Bronzong out. And here their Bronzong is loading up. We have to catch a charge move against them in order to win, and in order to catch it we have to time it perfectly, or they have to have miscounted. But if they do not, but here they are loading up, in which case that most probably they are able to win here, unless they decided to waste all their energy here and throw a payback. But they do not, they just threw Psyshock, and let's see whether we are able to get to our own Psyshock to take them out. If this is Psyshock, we have a chance, and it is a Psyshock, and we do get to our own Psyshock here, but we just needed a confusion to take them out to win the first game. So very close one there. And here we have a Greedent in the second game. Very tough one. Greedent very bulky and very spammy, and of course they will get to the charge move first. We tried to maybe not want to throw it on alignment because we do not want them to get one bullet seed worth of energy for free, and because of that we have to expand a shield after this. We have to match shields against them in order to possibly win this. And here they threw a second body slam. We have to get their, and they decided to throw in their Bronzong to catch this lunge, which is not very ideal for them because now we can come in with our own Bronzong. Their own payback will not do as much damage against us, which is good because now we can let this first one go. They have to throw two paybacks in order to take us out, and the first one lands. We are going to overload on energy before throwing our own payback, and if they take this payback, that means their Greedent will be in trouble because Psyshock will come in after that. And they decided to come in with an Altaria, which is fine. We can safely come in with our Shadow Wall Rain. We are able to tank a Sky Attack from them because we will chunk them a lot faster than they are able to get to two Sky Attacks. But here we decided to just flex and catch the Sky Attack on our Galvantula here. They threw a Dragon Pulse instead, and here we are going to load up on energy before we bait them with an Icicle Sphere. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a CMP tie, which means that they will be able to throw their charge moves here, and they decided to no shield, which means that we are going to load up on the double Icicle Sphere to throw into the Altaria to take them out. There's no point of us trying to be a hero here and not shield it, and they do get a defense drop out of us, but it doesn't matter. Our Wall Rain will take them out. So far so good for tournament start. We win the starting two games in both our rounds so far, and because of that we are able to experiment in the third round a bit more. And going into the third battle of the second round, we decided to go for another Buzzwole lead. I'm telling you right now, Buzzwole, if I could, I would have swapped it for maybe another Pokemon. It is it is very hit or miss. It doesn't have that any coverage for any flyers, as you can see here, but we decided to load back up to a lunge so that we can throw it to their Mew when they do come back in, and in this case most probably they will. To load up against our Walrein, we can just farm them all the way down, but having to, after we shield up this sky attack, I overcompensated. I took too much time before throwing my before I swapped into my Walrein there, sorry. And here they come in with a Greedent to farm up on energy, because Greedent will do at least neutral with Body Slam, and here they decided to no shield against us, in which case we are fine with letting our Walrein go down. We are able to come in with our Bronzong to soak up this energy. It will most probably be a Body Slam because they anticipate the Buzzwole to come in, and here they come in with their Mew again, and we are in trouble, of course. With a shield deficit against a Mew, we will most probably not be able to take them out, but it's okay, we have won the first 2 games already, so this is more of trying to get used to this team, because most of the times when I go into a Silph tournament, I do not practice with my team, so it is fairly a hit or miss opportunity. So it can be a hit in the sense that it somehow just jibes if it somehow works, but most of the time it will not work as well. And here, as you can see, it will most probably not work because we do not get to the charge moves in time against the Greedent to take them out. So what do you guys think about Silph Cups? Will you guys try it out? Maybe you guys are in a faction and just curious on where the Show 6 Pick 3 format came to be. You can always try it out. It's free. Now there's a lot of remote options as well, so it won't be an issue in terms of accessibility. And then here, going on to the 3rd round, we are going against a Quagsire lead. Of course, a Quagsire lead is fairly good for us in the sense that we can take 1 Stone Edge after they are debuffed, because all their damage will be from the charge moves. And here we throw a lunge against them to get their first shield, going straight into our Altaria to maybe get their Walrein out, but since they're staying in with their Mew, most probably they do not have their Walrein in their team, which means that our Altaria will be very good here against the Mew to take their last shield. But I took too long against them, but we are still able to survive 1 Dragon Claw before we go down, which is fine. And here we are going to take them out, and they do come in with a Greedent, and it is a Bullet Seed Greedent, in which case they will get a lot of farm, but they will have take a long time to take us out. And here we come in with a Snorlax. Their backline was a Quagsire, if I'm mistaken. I think it's still alive, but just barely. So we can go for a Body Slam bait first, but we could also just go for straight superpower, which is no big deal, but we do throw a Body Slam first to take their shield, and then we can just go for a superpower because they will not be able to take us out with a charge move here against us, unless of course they have double charge moves here. But we are going to shield this up, planning to take them out with our Buzzwole here, throwing the superpower against them. And do we take them out? And we do take the Greedent out to do a 3 Pokemon flex against them. And we go up and we're gonna bring in the Buzzwole lead again. Seems like a fairly good Pokemon against them, especially when they only have Altaria as a potential check for our Buzzwole. Of course, the Deoxys can go for a Psycho Boost, but if they go straight 5 how do you say straight charge move after 5 counters, you know that it's Psycho Boost and you can just shield it up. And here we decided to throw the lunge to the Quagsire to debuff them so that our Altaria will have a better time against them. And here, as you can see, we are able to take 2 of the Stone Edges from Quagsire now after the debuff. And Altaria will come out with a lot of energy, and Deoxys will have to throw at least a Rock Slide to take it out, but they decided to come in with their Wall Rain instead, which is fine. We can throw the Moonblast, get them to half health within Earthquake range. So here they can decide on whether or not they want to invest both shields in their Deoxys, or they can also just try to win this with their Wall Rain if possible. And here they threw their charge move against us, which hurts a lot, but we are going to beat them out first. One Icicle Sphere on their end will not be able to beat us, and here they swap out into their defense Deoxys to potentially take us out, but we decided to go straight into our Buzzwole, throw the lunge, take their first shield, I believe. But as you can see here, it is not a winning fight for us. We are going to lose this game. They threw a Thunderbolt, which is very wise because now because they will not be debuffing themselves before they throw the Psycho Boost, and here we won't be able to take them out from the Psycho Boost damage. Psycho Boost will be enough against us. Let's see whether or not we are able to get to the charge move against them to take them out, but here their defense Deoxys will not be able to be taken out by one Icicle Sphere, even if one Ice Shot, sorry, or Powder Snow, sorry, yeah, Powder Snow, not Ice Shot. Ice Shot is Lapras, Powder Snow is Wall Rain. Yeah. So going into the third battle, we are tied at 1-all. Can we win this? So going in, they do decide to throw the move straight away, but I'm not sure. Oh wait, yeah, they baited. Yeah, I wasn't counting even while shoutcasting this. So yeah, we decided to maybe potentially catch the charge move from their Wall Rain, but they decided to swap into their Altaria instead. And because we are so far ahead on energy, we are able to potentially threaten their shields if they don't throw two charge moves here, but they decided to throw the higher damage Moonblast, which is fine because that means that we have a lot more farm for our Bronzong, and there will not be too many checks for our Buzzwole at the back. They will only have space for one of Defense Deoxys or Mew, and in this case they will not have a good time to go against our fairly loaded Bronzong as well as our Buzzwole here. And here they decided to throw the charge move against us. We are going to no shield this, thinking that it is another thunderbolt, and it is a thunderbolt. Can we get them out of here with the lunge? Let's see whether or not they do let it go, and they do let it go, which means that now we can save the shield for Bronzong and potentially just farm them all the way down, get the energy for their wall rain, and they will not be able to throw anything besides a resisted Psycho Boost. And here we are going to shield the Icicle Spear. They will not be able to do anything against us, and we do take them out to win a very tight round 3. And that is all for the first part, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.